one in here. Who's in here? Doesn't tell me who it is until you comment. Damn, I never realized. We're going to talk about this tire, too. Let's see. Actually, maybe we can see who's in here. So the one person watching who, yo, all right, Farmer John. What up, dog? Hell yeah. My man. Hey, I got your boutonniere, too. Oh, he's going now. Oh, then he's back. So I will say, well, nobody's in here to even say this to, but for when it posts later, I don't expect this one to be nearly as busy when it comes to people popping in and out. This was a little more impromptu than the other live stream that I gave like a week, heads up for people to get into. This one was more just like a 2-day or so. But yeah, who knows? Who knows who will show up? Honestly, if we get part way through and we get far enough into the breakdown before we install the other rails, maybe we'll cut off here and go over on Instagram, because usually people filter in and out quicker on Instagram than on YouTube. So if you're watching this later and the video ended short, go to my YouTube page if you want to, my Instagram, if you want to continue watching the shenanigans that happen, because I'll post that live up as a posting as well. So, but yeah, we're gonna give it to like the 5-minute mark, and we're gonna start breaking the board down. Because, all right, 2 more people popping in. Who we got? Welcome to the party. Welcome to or welcome back, depending on who you are. If you are a current subscriber or not. Oh, I know what's the. Hold up. We're messing up. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We got. What up? What up, Magic? Glad to have you here. I'm just realizing where I was messing up at when it comes to. What are you doing in here, boy? All right. Hopefully this works. I've never done this. Yo, I'm stoked to see how they look on the board too. I'm adding a mic. I've never done this in this order. I've done. Test. Can you hear me? Let me know. Go downstairs. Let me know. Can you hear me? Word. Yeah, that's what was missing. Like, I'm sitting here talking, and I'm like, why do I feel like I gotta yell at you guys in order for me to feel comfortable in you hearing me? And it was because I didn't have my mic on. Now I can talk at a normal volume and not have to yell. All right, we're approaching 5-minute mark, so start breaking this bad boy down. So I was thinking about this the other night. It's so funny. This happens on every board. The moment I build a board up and make it look the way I like it and like love the look is the moment I get a new set of rails. It happens every time. I got stock GT rails over here. Soon as I set everything up with these custom rail guards, I got my stash rails. Like it was ridiculous. So it's happening again. This board looks a way that I like it, and we got new rails. And shit, I even put the katana or the 007s on the other one to not do this, but I had to scoop them dovetails. I have a feeling the stability in them is about to be insane. Because Farmer John knows I loves me some tail rails. So to have tail rails with a slight drop, it's gonna be nice. Just drop the screw too. And Lord knows we have plenty of screws, but my dog will find that. Wow, it's crazy how long these bumpers will hold moisture underneath them. I tore this board down and cleaned it. So the little bit of moisture that's in there is for me literally washing the bumpers in the sink to get all the mud that was in this board. Because it's about to be a little dirty when this comes apart. I did a decent cleaning, but not. She ain't spick and span, that's for sure. Especially inside the rails. She's about to dump some dirt once we get into it. Another screw. Okay, that one I can see at least. So yeah, stick around. And shortly, once I get this broken down in a minute, we're gonna reveal the product that got sent to me to get Savage approved, and I'm excited. I got my grease here. Should be here and keep everything in the same. Sorry, I'm quiet. I was focusing on. Maybe it's downstairs still. I got some dielectric grease, so then that way. I mean, I put it in here before, but when we put this back together later, we want to replenish that. We might have to go downstairs and get that because. Oh, staring me right in the face. Literally, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. So I haven't purchased the MTE yet. I don't know. I need to. If there were more people around here that rode, like that have one, I need to ride one and put a little bit of time on one just to truly understand, like, if I would want it or not. Mainly because, like, that softness does equate to a little squirreliness because now you got a lot more rubber and cushion on the side to like billow over onto, so it can have a squirrely sensation to it, from what I've heard. Just checking out my board, making sure everything is good. Last time I rode this thing, even though like I savaged it, I went out kind of reckless, but she don't look like she got it. It's hard to tell because the inside of the lids are frosty. I wish they just made it glass clear. Like, I don't need it to be frosted. Yeah, so that's what I was saying about the MTE. Yeah, I rode on one. I rode on Badgers when I was in Float Life Fest, and at that point in time, I think he might have had that. Which one is that? A Vega tread? No, it's not. That super treaded looking tire, that rain tire that everybody likes to run. For some reason, it's slipping my mind the name of the tire. But yeah, rode it on that. It felt good, to be honest with you. But I didn't ride it enough. I just rode it, looped it around, just right where we were chilling at, bounced up and down on it. His pressure was set to something ridiculously low, so it wasn't a fair test for me. And I didn't have a pump or anything to pump it up, and I wasn't going to pump his pressure up on his board, So I'd love to test one with a tire that I like, with the pressure that I like, to see. That 555 does look tasty. That 565, whatever, the 6-inch wide 5-inch Enduro looks the most delicious to me. That tire looks like it might be something serious. This tire, on the other hand, this Pioneer, yo, the tread on this thing is insane. So let's talk about this tire for a little bit. So what you're going to realize when you get it, you're going to be playing with your PSIs, because the tire has so much rubber on it that the durometer of the rubber, we thought it played into the ride or feel of the tire before it primarily played in on vibration dampening. As far as when you're going over vibration stuff, it eats that feeling up under your feet. Now it not only does that, but it's got, for lack of a better word, gush. You know what I mean? Like, it actually squishes in. So now not only do you have the pressure of the tire playing on like the durometer, the pressure on the tire plays on the softness of the rubber on the outside, because the rubber on the outside is going to be its softness. So when you drop the PSI, it might not be dropped that low, but you'll feel like you're running flat or flatter than what you would like, just because the squish of the rubber is what you're starting to feel. Even if you're running like, say your staple PSI is like 13.5, you'll feel like 13.5 is like a little low. But I'm trying to figure out if it's just a feeling that we have to get over and let the tire do what it does. Because to me, when I can feel that, I feel like it drags. I feel like I get more nose dip, things like that. Especially when you got to climb up anything. I feel like you're pushing against the resistance of the softness of the tire. Oh snap! We got 15 people in here. What up, y'all? Welcome to the party. We are installing some dovetails. As you can see, I just get on a rant and talk. So feel free to pop a comment in. Slow me down, John. What you got? What you got? Like I said, I'm here to chit chat about whatever y'all want to chit chat about. I will ramble on about, whatever comes to mind. So, one thing I'm learning about when you badger a board is dirt loves to stick to that silicone. So now your board just looks ugly and grimy on the edges. Oh, you're talking about the tire. Think it'll slow me down. And see, that's what I'm wondering. Because with this tire, or even the 555 MTE, the squish, with this tire, it might slow you. Like, it definitely does not have the acceleration because of the weight. It's a heavier tire, so spooling this bad boy over, you can definitely feel it lag there. So I don't have a lot of steep downhill, but honestly, it's like, yes, you get you get a lot out of steep downhill because of the rails and whatnot. But even on normal trails, the way the board responds, like, shit, when you bonk over something, the way that it likes to tail drag sometimes, like all of that good jazz, you don't have to worry about it with the tails. So like, you can just ride more carefree. in a sense, because of just the tail being a net, like going off little drops, slow, like down little things. Like you don't have to worry about it just because you know you got the clearance and you just hop right off. I'm gonna have to go get me. Do we have a brush in here? No, it might be downstairs. I gotta get me a brush to brush this board off. I should have a brush in here. It's downstairs. I can see it in my mind's eye. Yeah, we don't have a whole bunch. I mean, we do got some spots that have some decent elevation as far as like just the flow and how the trails are cut. So, um, they are going to be fun because I mean, there's a board down here that's got tail rails on it. My XR. I haven't taken those rails off of that board yet, John. What up, everybody? 20 people in here. Nice to have everybody. All right, so once I get this broken down to this part, we'll reveal the product that got sent to us to test out. All right. So not only is tonight an install, but it's an experiment. Tonight we are going to find out, because this right here is a turning point on how much more I'm going to have to, tear into things. Because tonight we're going to find out if the variable ride height will fit in the dovetails. Now, I'm hoping they do, but there's only one worry that I have. So let me test here. They might not fit. It might not work. And if it doesn't work, we're going to notch the variable ride height to make it work. Tonight we'll just install, and who knows, depending on how I'm feeling at this point, I'm really hoping that it works. Let's just figure it out and then get it out the way now. Let's answer this puzzle. Please just let it work, man. So Float Life does this thing in their rails. I don't know if they do it on purpose or if it has a purpose. Why? They put this notch in the rails. Oh, I love tail rails on the XR. I was just saying my XR down here has tail rails on it. They're my favorite rails to run. Yeah, they put this notch inside here. And the only purpose I can see it serving is to keep products like this from being usable with these rails. Like, it's literally the only thing, because the stock blocks, I was really hopeful that it would fit, thinking like, oh, stock blocks with this might be the same size. And you'll see it just fits there, for the regular blocks. With the variable ride height, as you'll see, it's a solid block all the way across. And the height of that fills the entire cavity of the rail, and it'll hit that notch. So by how much is it not clearing? Because I'm not going to take a Dremel to the rails. That's for sure. I'll notch out this variable ride height before I do that. I'm just trying to see how much. Well, actually, so it will fit in it. Let's see something here. Where is the point of because my main thing is I'm trying to think of how I can alter, or what part I can alter to actually have this work. So is this part too long? Is that what it is too? On top of it? Yeah, once that comes back, it jams in right there. So even if, yeah, you'd have to, really, honestly, yeah, I could get them to work, because, yeah, we might, yeah, we're gonna go at these things with a Dremel. We will have this working. We will have it working at some point. But for right now, we're gonna just swap over to the stock blocks, so that way we'll be able to ride these things. But I know exactly what I need to cut off. I know exactly what I need to Dremel off. If I get this little corner off here on each side, I'm pretty sure it'll give it enough clearance to get right in there, and we will have liftable and lowerable dovetails. So more content to come on that. Should be fire. This bolt is always the hardest one to get without having a rail on. It's crazy how tight the vibration from riding makes those damn bolts get. Like, I don't snug those in real tight on purpose, because they get like that every damn time. Let's see how bad this one is. Not as bad. Dope thing is, he's gonna be hooking me up with a new set of hardware for this. I'm excited for that. But yeah, just to get back to that last comment on there. Yeah, so I've had a decent amount of time on some XR tail rails. I love those rails. They're my favorite rails. Those rails kept me in the game when it came to, racing and sorrel here in New Jersey. It's the race league. Yeah, I put those on, and it kept me in the mix with the boys. So, I'm trying to think of a good topic to talk about. So I don't really want to talk about the race season, because I feel like I vent on enough about the race season, between Instagram and everything else. So I want to say how much I appreciate y'all for even being in here. I mean, to have 32 of y'all watching on live is a record for me, honestly. I think on the last live we had, I think we might have maxed out in the teens, maybe. I don't think we crested into the 20s. Oh yeah, Pioneer's staying on. It's staying on for a good minute. Honestly, we need the warm weather to come around to really test this tire out, because being wintertime, the rubber compound is just so hard right now. So what we're really experiencing is just, oh wow, I didn't realize how one wheel reinforced that more in there. Nice. what we're really just experiencing is the tread pattern and what we get. Yo, my man, Mike, what's good, bro? Hopefully I should be able to visit you at some point. I'm trying to make some big moves up here when it comes to some stuff, but hopefully that'll give me the ability to do something. I mean, the drive is still gonna be a long ass drive, but maybe I can take off a Friday and start heading down. Be there at least 2 days, like a day of travel each Friday. Like take off Friday, leave early Friday, get there, then be there Saturday, Sunday, drive home Monday, kind of deal. Look, you ain't gotta live vicariously through me, man. They right now, pay attention on TFL in their blem section. They have blem rails for the dovetails. They had a green set. I think they might still have it up there. But not only that, you can use my code. Now I have a code with Float Life. Don't know if you guys saw that on my post or on Instagram or anything, but underscore humbly savage will get you 5% off any order all the time, anytime you order. So even if you order one thing, you order 10 things or whatever, pop that in there. It's going to get that percentage off. Um, just so y'all know, if you want to help the channel out, that is a way to help the channel out, because doing that, a little bit comes back to me. So greatly appreciative of the people who have used the code so far, and really appreciative of anybody who does use it in the future, because you're helping the channel grow. So couldn't do this without y'all, honestly. All right, let me act like I know what the hell I'm doing now, because I just shifted my game. Okay, so we got those and those. Okay, we can put that over there to get it out the way, out the way, out the way. Okay. Yeah, it comes off, and like I said, anytime, any order. Even sometimes you can even look at it, depending on how much you get, it's like free shipping. But yeah, I've been working hard, and talk to the boss man, and he's like, "Oh, that's easy to do. Send an email here." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I was stoked. Like I was not expecting that response. Cause I'm bold. Like I jump in somebody's DMs real quick. Like, yo, especially if I know you've seen and watched my content. Plus, I've met Jeff in person. He's an amazing person in person. The goofball you get in videos is the same goofball you get in person. It's awesome. All right, so what I'm doing right now is just what I call consider protection for your motor cable. If I'm doing anything with the board, I always, like if you're changing your tire, whatever, I always leave this side's like axle block connected, and it gets held on by that plate there. So you still want to be careful, because the cable is kind of what it's holding on to, but it keeps that cable from moving all around. So when you're doing other shit, um, you don't have to worry as much. So we will start off. This is what happens when something gets in the way of your usual flow. Because I got so used to changing this up with the variable ride height on it. We won't get all this stirred out of here today, but we're going to get some of you out of here. So who's stoked for now? This is mainly to the East Coast people. Well, really, I don't know where everybody's at, but who's stoked for the first race event? We're just gonna start talking racing. Let It Rise, the first one. My first event will be Oak City. So if you're going to Oak City, you'll see me there. Now, mind you, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be in race mode. So your best bet is to come by after dinner time, wherever I'm at, because 9 times out of 10 I'll be on the trail all day long. My race board setup. So I'm still working that out, but I'm a fan of having a setup, your go-to setup for when the trail is the perfect condition. But then I'm a fan of having a setup where when the trail is not in the condition you like it to be, but you know that you have a setup and that you have your shit set up in a fashion where you can, hit it with confidence still. So, lack of better words, probably. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, now I know now I know how I want to do it. 9 times out of 10, depending on what happens. I mean, I'm not really a fan of having all my nice. Let it ride. That's gonna be a dope ass event. It's gonna be gnarly. Be safe. Um, I'm not a fan of like the wide openness of the 007s, the 357. That's why I never had those. That's why I got katanas. So we'll see what happens as far as how long they're around, because okay, we got we'll see how long they're around, because like as you can see now we got rails with angles still, so we're not completely out of the game there. So one board will definitely be rails with angles in it, and honestly I've been thinking about running a stock setup, which is going to be my setup that's for the least in ideal conditions. And when I say least in ideal conditions, I'm mainly talking like wet and rain. Yo, Quaid. Oh, you on lunch break? What up, doggy? Welcome to the party. How's work treating you? That's somebody else. If y'all in here, I'll see Quaid Jander down there. His name is Doc Gorilla on Instagram. Follow him. That's the homie. He shreds too. That's another name to be on the lookout for. He get his training in. He gonna be in there. Yeah, I saw earlier he was riding around like it was freaking buttery weather out there, just warm as can be. I'm jealous. It's still cool out here. Yeah, man. So float life. If I could. All right. So this kind of stinks because we just got done waterproofing this bad boy before, but looks like we're gonna have to unscrew this a little bit. But the cool thing about this silicone, which is what I was saying before, they're gonna be dope when you get them. Yeah, there you go. At Docker, really, just tagged it there. Cool stuff about the silicone when you waterproof it. It comes out like just like boogers, and so it's not even like crazy mess. But you gotta free up a little bit of cable, just a little bit of cable. Perfect. Got enough down there. Free up a hair bit more. Yeah, so I would say due to the kick up in the back, you're going to have to let out at least a 1/4 inch of cable from your controller side. Apparently the homie John is finding new riding spots. Excites me. Yeah, those ice blocks are going to be dope. I'm excited to see how much of a difference it makes for you out there when you lift it up and you go hit some of your spots. Looks like we'll be, well, at least it's only this section. So we'll take it easy on this board for the near future until we get a better waterproofing done on this thing. _ humbly savage is my code. Same as my Instagram handle, _ humbly savage. As you can see, we are taking our time. We ain't in no rush tonight. No problem, Lewis. Yeah, I mean, it won't let me type. Hold up. I gotta be able to type. Of everybody that should be able to type, I should be able to type. That's some bull. I can do all the stuff to y'all, but I can't type. That sucks. Might be a difference between being on the phone and then being on the computer. On the computer, you might be able to get away with typing. All right, let's get this. Yeah, so my message to TFL, please just do away with that notch. Just take it out. It'll let me be able to run stuff that, like, the versatility, like to be able to run the variable ride height with these rails would be a dream. I mean, unless y'all plan on coming out with your own, like, little. Did I forgot? Yep, I didn't take the bolts I needed out. Unless you plan on coming out with your own, different lift kit for things, because y'all know me. I love a 1/2 inch lower, but also loves me a little lift. So having that variable ride height and be able to do both on the fly, just so quick, was the bee's knees. Yeah, the variable ride height. Let you, hold on, I'll show it to you in a sec. Let's get these in here. Yeah, I tried to put the variable ride height in mustache rails, and I tried to put them in these, and it doesn't work in neither. These, I might actually be able to get it to work in. I mean, I've seen other people get them to work. There we go. Thank you for typing that for me. Yeah. What you talking about? The variable ride height, Quaid? Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be redone. I mean, I guess they were going for as much surface area on the side in that side plate as they could. Um, so that's why it's wider on the variable ride height than a standard block. And that's a. I'll show you what keeps it from working quick because I put it up here for people before. You see that notch? That notch is what keeps. I was reading messages. That notch is what keeps it from being able to fit. Kinda. It's also the kick down. So if I shave off some of this and some of that off of the variable ride height, I can get it to work. We'll be doing that, just not tonight. That's, all right, I don't have to go nuts with some grease right now because we're gonna be in here at some point in the near future to clean her up and really waterproof her again. Yeah, that little nub, bro. But again, I don't 100% think it's the nub. It's also one part of the variable ride height being longer than a standard block that I believe is also getting in the way. So that's going to be our first cut before we notch. We're just going to do away with the part we know bumps into the W area of the rail. The other thing you got to make sure of is that once you do that, when you lift and lower it, that it definitely has the clearance to be able to, function as it should. Oh, these rails look insane, bro. Like the term burnt orange with these is truly what it means. These have, ooh, that kick up. Let's see how much room. I mean, we got decent room in the front. Without the leech, you might be able to run like a fat tire on this thing. Like it's got some space between there with the kick up. Alrighty. Stuff that in there. Oh, the tire? Yeah, this tire is meaty. I was talking about it before. So people are going to be adjusting their PSIs and playing with their PSIs, I feel like, because so before you would change your PSI, right? But the tire was only so thick with rubber. So when you change the PSI, it changed like how much dampening it did on the trail, gave you more squish, all that good jazz. Now, the tire has so much rubber, it's got its own natural squish. So with that squish on top of whatever air squish you set, you might find yourself airing up a little bit. My shoulder would crack. I've had this spot that needs a crack. You'll find yourself airing up a little bit to compensate for that squish. So like I've been playing around, still trying to dial her in, but yeah, that's gonna be the fun game with this tire is finding that compensation for that squish that you want. Clearances are tight on these rails, that's for sure. Yo, I'm so happy for you, bro. That had to have felt amazing. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. Especially so we all know the feeling you had when you first got on a one wheel. I don't think unless you literally took to it and took off, but I don't think any of us had that feeling like, whoa, like bro, like yeah. Like no, there was this slight learning curve. So like for you not riding a bit and then going back to it, knowing how to ride it, and that feeling just to be back in that float zone, probably felt ecstasy. Even though you're supposed to go on the outside, I'll just let my OCD not even think about it. Can't do two of them like that. Literally two back to back that are supposed to be on the outside, putting on the inside. I can say fuck the one, but not the two. Pick up that same one, same damn one. Yeah, Quaid jacked this shit all up before. That was before I knew Quaid. He got all hemmed up. None of this shit's gotta suck. Like that's one thing I always say. Like I beg and plead. It's like God, don't do anything that's gonna take my my bit of mobility away from me as far as like legs and ability to walk, because I'd be miserable. Oh, so to people who forget what it was on Instagram, if you're on Instagram with me, the screwdriver I was talking about, the Hart screwdriver, right? Remember I was saying people talking about stripping it. I was like, the power that it has is not really enough to strip the screw out. Like it'll stop many times before you actually strip something out. So that's why I like it. All right, we gotta. Putting. That's the main reason why I've been working on precautions. It's like the sand's been up there, and the last thing I want to do is put this on its side on the dirt and just have dirt grinding into this damn finish. Oh, me? I'm getting there. I'm taking my time. We almost there now. Mainly just taking my time so I'd make sure I don't forget to put screws and shit. Because when you're talking and doing shit, I gotta remember I dropped the screws, so I gotta remember stuff after I gotta find. This was something I did not have last time. It was something to drink. Excuse me. I spent that whole live stream talking, and they have a lick of drink before. I made sure not to make that mistake again. My shit was dry. Oh, I am so sorry, y'all. The reveal. of what? You stuck around, and we still got a good amount of people in here too. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate the hell out of you. Y'all ready? Where my blade? Excuse me. Where my blade at? What do you think it is? The people who know, don't spoil it. What do you think it is? Mm. All right, hold on. Sorry. All right. No guesses came in, but Quay gotta leave for lunch, so we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna just show you this. Wanna Jack Bandit. Yeah, baby, it's getting freaky around here. It's getting freaky deaky around here. We got sent. I'm not going to tear in all of this because I think this is just the foot plates up and then the white base plates. Ooh, that's going to look nasty. Over here, white base plates with the white rim saver, the green bumpers. And I'm hoping that I can get these to fit over top of the squishies. So we'll see. I mean, there's something special about the Joe hooks that I like that I have not yet divulged to the public because I feel like if I did, then I'd have to compete against y'all with them instead of having them. You know what I mean? In the races. But there's something specific about Joe hooks that I like, and that we're gonna see how these feel, and I'm gonna be curious, like the difference between them and what I. Seems like some of y'all are just here for the reveal. Dropped a couple numbers since. No, I'm playing. But yeah, we got some control freaks, y'all. Riley, I hit him up, and I was like, "Yo, man, I got this Savage approved list. I review a lot of products. Try to, and I've been trying to get companies to send me products. Later, bro. Have a good night at work. Just send me products and whatnot, and I'm gonna find out, Lewis." And I asked him, I was like, "Yo, since because he about to have a sale or whatever, and pay attention for it because it's gonna be coming." And with him having a sale, I was just like, what? It's a perfect time to jump in there and see if maybe he might want to hook me up with some to review. He said yes, so I was ecstatic about that. We've been making this sensor work, Brian. If you watching this, I need me a new sensor guard. I've been working this puppy and trying to keep it on here just for the color, but she's coming to the end of days. Gotta send Quaid a picture. What up? What up? Yeah. Just taking our time on the build. Coming down the home stretch here. Being built up. Now, this was my fender build I had before. Hopefully we can be fendered up, no problem. I can't wait to stand on this to see how that drop tail feels in comparison to regular tail rails, which I adore so much. We'll say dielectric grease, putting it in your shit does make things a little more messy. I want to figure out a good So, word of advice to people. Okay? If you're badgering a board, if you've badgered your board yourself, or somebody else did it, and then it's been taken apart once or twice, this is something I'm learning now and seeing, that you must badger your board every time you take it apart and put it back together almost. Because though the silicone is in places, and I think the next time I do it, I'm going to say, fuck it, just break warranty. We're going to split this baby open, and we're going to put that silicone right up against the outside of the gasket. Knowing we got enough in there, so once it squishes down, that there's definitely a gasket in there. I might even get some actual gasket maker and use some of that, because that you put a little bit on each side, let it dry, so it rubberizes, and then it presses together to a nice ass gasket. I actually like that stuff a lot. Anyway, I'm rambling there. So yeah, Oak City. I am excited for that. Everybody, buy a ticket. We need to get 1,000 people at that event. We need to get 1,000 people at all the events if we want to be looked at by big sponsors like Red Bull or Monster. Like, numbers is a thing. They also may not look at the sport as being extreme enough, unfortunately. But that's also them not having ever gone down a chunky ass trail on a freaking one-wheel device, and you gonna say it's not. Ooh, the clearance between the battery box and the tire. I'm a little worried. Like, it's nice, but the possibility of catching something, and you know how that stick can get up in there, it just increased a little bit. But I'm gonna love the shit out of these things. Oh man, I need to get some Velcro. It'll stop rattling after a minute once it gets its place, so we'll just do it that way. Air tags, people. Put them in your boards. Just do yourself a favor. Peace of mind. Because, like, I got it in my board. And, like, I come home. I'll be coming in the house. I'll leave a board on the, like, leaned up on the porch, like, skateboard style. Now, mind you, I'm not in the house for mad long. But long enough and out of sight enough to where if somebody was looking around and was really going to get me, they could get me. You gotta make just a little bit of room on the plastic. Now, everybody, don't do as I do. I do this because I can get these bits a dime a dozen. It's got its own style of Loctite. There's some little plastic pieces in there. But solid. Oh my God. Just because there's so much orange, I might have to switch up the scheme on the bumpers a little bit. What I'm using is the base of the star, because I don't use that to screw anything in. But it works as a perfect little reamer tool to knock some plastic back and work your shit to align a little better. And do some dumb. Come on. There we go. And if I don't find that screw that I dropped, I'm going to have to dig in my little screw bag. I have a cupping machine. I don't know if you know what that is. I used one on my shoulder the other day. So, pulled all the, the blood and toxins out into the surface. That shit itches all the time. Like, the itch you get is like the kind of itch you get from a scab when you had a scab, or like a scab is forming. That's the itch. Can't remember which side. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Now, never have I purchased a pack of screws for this. These are just all from, parts that you buy that come with the screws in it, and like I just hoard them away. So I've never actually purchased screws, but I might purchase a pack just because I feel like I've been running lower on what I would consider, nice, pretty ones. Ones I got in here, getting a little beat up. So, next bit of content I'm working on just to keep y'all informed. I'm on a mission for a big purchase, so there should be some things happening around here. Top of that, we got squishies up here to install. So we're gonna get these on the board. These are gonna end up going on the trying to think if I've heard that saying before or anything. Yeah, these are probably going to 007s to keep tech rails, one more part stuff together. My obsessiveness has to do things like that. But for the 15 of you that are still in here, there she blows. And orange and purple is mean. I'm gonna have to change some shit up because the orange bumpers on the bottom, now that I have orange rails, and this is my fender setup, I might have to get some different bumpers and a fender. Maybe purple. I don't know. What color y'all think? Comment in there. There's 19 of y'all here. What color should we go with for the bumpers? And I gotta fish out some more screws. Anybody comment? So here's the thing. The weather's still shitty here. So for me to truly give something a review, I gotta be able to give it a fair ride. So until the weather warms up, we probably won't have a review. Now, an area where, maybe, hold up. Do I got a longer screw in here? Is it just a distance thing? Yeah, on this end, I think it's just a distance thing. Trying to see if I can get the fender to work with this kick up. Drop top, I know. Honestly, they made it to be for the drop top, but your boy gonna always figure out a way, or try to figure out a way to make it work together. So, as you can see, those are on there, and now we just need. Is this the size? Yeah. Venmo. Get your XR screw longer. Yeah, get an XR screw that's longer, and it works with the fender. Yeah, I know. I was thinking plain black too. I was actually thinking about putting a set of old bumpers that I have over here on, um, instead of spending the money on new stock bumpers. Honestly, we might just cop a drop top because it'll just go better, and it honestly makes the best bet. Like when you want to go fenderless, it's just that quick wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Just yank the top off. Forget who it was. Said, don't say the top's down. Say your titty and Jadic. Think. No. Mm-hmm. It might have been. Slipping my mind now. Yeah, plain black might be the wave, honestly. It'd be clean. Not too many colors. Oh, poor variable ride height. You go back up on the shelf. But cool thing is, by the time you come back off the shelf, when we get it all notched up, or not, yeah, get it all cut up the way it needs to be, we'll have some brand new hardware. But just to show you what you would need to cut off for this to possibly work with the W's is this right here. And with this, I think this part, since it's straight, you don't have to worry. Regular W's, you might have to worry about this. Here, we Dremel this off to the down to the depth of what's here. This will allow us to be able to sneak into the rail where it needs to be. Not really losing a lot of structural stability. I don't think. Hey, I'm gonna do it regardless. It's mine. But yeah, you just cut this guy, get rid of this, and it should fit. But yeah, we're getting freaky. So let's see exactly what all we have here. Because there's two of something in here, which I believe to be the footholds. Yeah. There's two of those there. I don't know if maybe he hooked me up with another set. So I was trying not to do. Let me scratch myself down. Yeah, he sent me an extra set of holds. Nice. All right. Of Got some screws there. These are for it to connect to the foot pad. Little metal braces. This is for the front. Word. Okay, so the back one. No. Huh. It might be. Might have to go screw shopping. Because if this is the front. That's the front. Yeah, that's my concern too. I'm taller, so I'm curious on like exactly how narrow the stance will be for me. That's going to be the fun part of checking these out. Okay, so this gets bolted down. Okay, so these just get bolted to the foot pad. This here. And then I guess just the two brackets for the front, one for here and one for here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm excited. Excited. Feel bad that like in this market in these days, like people just swoop in and like use your similar ideas for things. So I feel kind of bad for Riley. Like, I understand we're all after the bag, you know what I mean? But when when one person utilizes something, it's like respect their find and let them rock. All right, let's clean up here. Word. I'm gonna check his video out online now. He's ain't fitting in here. You will be back. I promise. We are gonna change your form. We're gonna make you fit the dovetails. That actually feels really freaking good. So you can you can feel the drop in the tail when you have your foot close up in the drop. You can feel that same like W planted feeling, but you can also feel that like your front is sitting on a flat, like instead of being having a little bit of kick up. But as you take, I gotta tighten my axle bolts still. Being in tune with your whip. So I literally hopped on it twice. I was like, wait a minute, something ain't. And honestly, now that I think about it, I don't think they put that notch in there to. Oh no, because I was thinking I'm like the cable retainer. Hold on, let me get back on them, and then I'll answer that question about the katanas if they feel similar. Um, I would say off first, like remembrance now. I would say no. They feel like more comfortable tail rails. Honestly, like if you've ever Lefty's Pizza, you deliver. What up? What up? I knew they had some more in there. All right, so no, they don't feel like katanas, and they don't even feel like 007s because of the drop in them. Honestly, like that drop is doing something special. And then, oh my god! And in conjunction with the new low boys, the little kick up that they got, it's like there's a lip on the back that's just keeping you right on the board. So like my foot stops. There. You know what I mean? And like that's getting into like the kick up on the board. So like you literally got a holder for you. But if you bring your foot in right here, it's got that like that W drop down feeling. So it's kind of dope. You ride like this, anything chunks you up, it'll kick you up. Now, this is gonna be fire with a Joe hook on there because I'm gonna be locked in right in there. Hoo 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 hoo. Things about to get real fast. Real fast. Damn, they feel good. But anyway, y'all, it's time for me to clean up. I am stoked to still have 28 people in this live stream. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. You have no idea. My heart is full tonight because, like I said, record breaking into the 30s on the live stream. Siri button, my bad. Into the live stream. Stick around for sure. Between trail riding content and just like new adventures coming to the channel, things I have planned to try to do. If you're local to or near New Jersey or you can get here, I'm going to try to start doing this thing where I host people. More details to come once I make other things happen that need to happen first. But yeah, essentially host people, and it would just be a weekend later, bro. A weekend of one wheeling. But yeah, can't give away too much more. But just know that appreciate you, Lewis. Always great having y'all here. But yeah, I want to try to start doing something a little different, incorporating and bringing y'all into my adventures, especially when I'm venturing out on new trails, because there's some trails way up north that I would like to hit. And my homies have limited time, and these trails are in bear territory. So I would rather be with somebody in bear territory out there together than solo exploring, these real trails in these real woods. in some of these areas. So yeah, be on the lookout. Like I said, a lot of adventures, even with my lady. Got plans for, you know, us to just do stuff, man. Like this summer is going to be a summer of adventure. I'm going to try to make it a summer of adventure as much as I can. So you're scrolling live somehow? What do you mean? I mean, we are still live. Um, yeah, I mean, I got to get some real bear spray. And unfortunately, like on any websites, like Amazon anyway, like the bear spray that they won't ship it to Jersey. So I got to order something. Or actually, I know who I'm going to hit up. I'm going to hit my homie up Day in Colorado and be like, yo, bro, mail me like bear spray. So that way, whoever I'm with, I can give them one. And what's the bear alarm? Hit me in my DMs, Lewis, with a link or something. This is just something that makes a bunch of noise. Uh, anyway, we were leaving, and then we came back. Now we're gonna be leaving again. Uh, it's getting hot in here mainly. So yeah, again, appreciate y'all being here, all of y'all. Oh my god, so amazing. But yeah, that being said, don't forget, use code _humbly savage. Save 5% off all your orders when you order on the Flow Life. Okay, word. It's not a real one. Word. But until next time, y'all, stay humble, stay hungry, and you'll always remain humbly savage. And float on, my friends. In the words of the Float Life, we got the dub tails. Woo. Hola, from Mexico. ¿Qué pasa? Mi novia es de Costa Rica. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm about to go off on a whole other thing because I can comprehend Spanish actually really well, especially when it's being spoken. I can't speak it all too well, but being around my girl and her family, I'll be eavesdropping on people like a mother. But